Alright, so good afternoon class. Sawadee ka. Alright, so I have 5 students right here in my class. No one's absent. Thank you. Alright, so for today, I prepared for you the next topic for our finals, okay, which will be coming up on February the 4th week, okay, most likely on the 3rd day of the examination. Right? And we make sure that everything is incorporated apart from the new topics. So we will still include some of those we have learned. We will have also a refresher of that one. But for today, we'll just focus first on this topic alone, price stability. But nevertheless, you will see some of the keywords later on, which is part of what we have learned. And we make sure that we will have a refresher in this. So we can be able to connect that one from the present one. Okay? And right, to start with, our intentions right here, or our objective are to understand inflation, deflation, and disinflation. Alright? So these are one of those important key terms that you need to include, especially on a structured question, and in the multiple choice it will be showing as well. Calculate the rate of inflation. Alright. So later on, I will teach you, I think I promised you before that I will teach you how to compute the CPI, or the change in the inflation rate, okay? Given specifically the data, right, on the structured question, or later on you will give an example I'll show you. Explain how changes in the price level are measured by the consumer price index. Okay, so a while ago I said CPI. Consumer price index is more popularly known as CPI. Right? So this measures the changes of the prices of the commodity goods, okay, that you have accumulated or purchased, and comparing them on the base year, right? Let's say, for example, the price of the bottled water for this year is 10 baht, and last year is 8 baht. Okay, so we'll have a comparison of that one, showing you the formula. So which means that you should understand the formula apart from conducting it as well, because I will be giving you some sample questions later on. Okay. Consider the difficulties of measuring the changes in the price level. Right. So explain the difference between money values and real data. Analyze the causes and types of inflation, the cost push and the demand pull inflation. And behind this one, we need to understand what's causing the price to go up. All right. What's causing the demand to go up as well. Right? So those are the factors that we need to verify, understand, and analyze. Okay. So I think this is very timely for your upcoming project, which is about your initial setting of a cafe. Right? So what's the brand name again of that?
The Unsought
The Unsought. Okay.
Cafe.
Cafe. Right. A while ago, I was thinking of like when I was what do you call this? Looking at the image of the cat, is it cafe? Oh, cafe, alright. Okay, because I'm seeing a cat. Anyway, congratulations for that one. Okay, so we'll focus on this topic for the meantime. Alright. Okay. The prior knowledge that we need to understand this one and this learning is about basic economic problem, again and again, scarcity and the choice, and simple understanding of prices and markets. So it's a good thing that you are now understanding, you're now in the real world, wherein you are understanding, okay, sorry for the image, okay, I'll go back again to the learning tension. You are now in the real world wherein you are doing your surveys, okay, you are doing your check run towards to the most appropriate prices in consideration of a good quality, okay, product that you would like to have, okay. And also, when I was looking at your project a while ago, on your presentation rather, you were mentioning about the target market, which has bracketed to a certain, shall we say, the middle, or the, what was the first bracket that you included? What age? Second is, the third one was like up to 65 years old. 16, okay. My questions also is about like, was health benefits considered on this, okay, on this measurement?
Looking at that total
Mhm.
people right now, but it's pretty expensive.
Okay.
For 1 layer only, already like 70, almost 100 baht. So it's really hard right now.
Yeah, because-
We talked to Chiang Mai Fresh Milk
Mhm.
about the milk already, and they are.
I mean, we should also be particular about like what health benefits it can implement, okay, or share towards to the bracket, the age bracket that we have mentioned.
So like the person from Chiang Mai Fresh Milk, she said like she's gonna find a pricing for us.
Oh, the pricing, okay, that's good. Mhm. All right. Also, in line with this one, we're going to apply some economic and sufficiency principles in this situation, all right? And understanding how the sufficiency economy philosophy, modernization, reasonableness, self-immunity support, and price stability, okay? So, let's go right here with the context, okay? Let's see what we can learn. So we will understand first what's going on with this case study problem, okay? And then let's see what we can, what resolution we can provide on this one. So help me read fact about economics and context, food use, development in Venezuela.
At the end of 2018, many prices were doubling every 19 days in Venezuela. Each Venezuelan bolivar, the country's currency, could buy noticeably less than a day before. In 2016, the price of a cup of coffee was 450 bolivars. By the end of 2018, it had risen to 1 million bolivars.
All right. Let's check right here what else. Right. Continue. Yeah. All right. Over the same period.
Over the same period, the time a teacher had to work to afford to buy the chicken to eat rolls from 2 hours to 20 days. In many cities, including the capital city,
Caracas.
Caracas, long queues from a supermarket and on a number of occasions, the supermarket ran out of food outside Caracas. Some people were
Engaging.
engaging in
Barter.
barter. For example, in the market of Cumana, some people were swapping fish for cooking oil.
All right. Thank you. Okay, did you notice right here that the barter system, okay, which is not no longer popular right now in this era, but they're doing it, okay, on this certain instance wherein the demand is too high and yet they couldn't find enough supply on this supermarket. Okay, so we need to understand what's going on with this one, with this case. Pat, Venezuela's annual living.
Venezuela's annual living conditions survey found that 6 out of 10 people said they went to bed hungry as they cannot afford to buy enough food. With wages rising by a much smaller percentage than prices and employment rising, emigration from the country increased. 2.5 million people, 1/7 of the population of the country between 2014 and 2018.
Alright, so you've seen another keyword right here, which is about immigration, moving out of the country because of a certain economic instability going on with Venezuela. So I believe that this is the time wherein they're experiencing hyper inflation, right? Wherein the value of their money is really devaluating, okay? Compared with the because we always compare the currency with US dollar. Why do we compare, by the way, again, currency with US dollar? Currency, like US dollar is the base currency to compare with other currencies worldwide. Why? Why not use China instead? It's a superpower country as well. Zero, why do we use US dollar as the base currency for comparison? What's behind the US dollar?
It's like the primary reserve currency for the world. And
What about the political system in the US? Isn't it they're the most stable at the same time?
because they also are the largest economy in the world.
Yes, okay. And that's why, and some of it was set beforehand in the World Bank that dollars will be used. That's why it's the base currency to be compared with other currencies of other country. Okay? Alright. So in this one, we are to understand about what is the useful to consider how long it takes to earn the money to buy a product and assessing the impact of price rises. Why do you think high price rises often result in long queues? And why do people leave countries that are experiencing high price rises? Okay. So let me just ask you some question about this one to consider about price instability for your project. Okay, let's go back to your project. Okay. A while ago I was asking about a backup plan. Okay. Just in case that you experience about a price change with your ingredients to be included in the product, okay, the finished product that you'll be selling. Any backup plan on this one? We're talking about, so to say, the price increase. Are you trying to trim down the size of your product? Or shall we say, increase the price of your product, knowing that you are still a starter for your business?
For the inconsistency of the cost right now, especially for the variable costs that we increase, we might find an alternative that is really similar but not that costly. Because right now we have a really tight budget from the IP office and our own current assets right now. But the option of increasing our selling price is totally not the best option. Because with the size, amount, and the ingredients right now, I think 50 million baht ought to be a reasonable price and the best price to sell, or else people might think that this is not worth to buy because it's too expensive.
Okay, very good. Okay, I think this one thing that we need to understand first, is it like a shall we say, a short time period of, shall we say, crisis that we are experiencing, or should we say an economic crisis already ongoing with the country itself? But for that one, that's a very good recommendation wherein you have to go for an alternate or substitute first. Okay? I totally agree on that one. Like increasing the price would not be the best solution so far. Probably that would be the least. Okay, but that can be considered. I'm always amenable for that one. Like if things cannot be controlled in any aspect, as for example the price increase. Oh no, okay, and alternates are not really okay because you know what? Even when I was when I worked in a restaurant before and we're trying to find a best substitute ingredients, and some customers they can detect what's happening with the formula or the finished product, and they were kind of complaining, not kind of complaining, so venting out I think there's something wrong, you see. So, and again, you need to be very particular on that one. What about quality control? Who's in charge with quality control of your product?
Everyone should be.
Everyone should be.
Yeah, everyone should be.
Alright.
We should help each other look out for any defects.
Yeah, I mean, you should be very particular about, for example, any minor things that can be.
Any minor inconvenience is going to be considered as wrong.
Yeah.
passing the quality control. Even for hygienic, hygienic.
Or sanitary, okay?
Sanitary, we must wear hairnets,
Mm.
aprons, and a mask, and also gloves during the process of making the things.
And excuses, or shall we say, excuses for reasoning are not sometimes acceptable, you know. Even if you say sorry for this one, if they see something like, oh, there's a hair on my drink.
That's
Okay.
unacceptable.
That will be the less thing that people can accept, right? So we will discuss things about more of this, okay? Although particularly this had happened with Venezuela, okay? So I took it in a more lower perspective because a while ago you were discussing about your presentation for your upcoming project, which is in our open house, right? Which I am congratulating you in advance. I know this will be very successful. All right. All right, so let's talk about right here price stability. So we're now on the main topic, which we need to understand, and hopefully you'll give me a very good. We will have this one in the long run, hopefully, and the price will be stable as well, like 59 baht up until like after 5 years. Okay. All right, so Sirwi, come and help me on this one. Price stability. Repeat.
Stability for when price rise by only a small percentage, and there is a avoidance of fluctuation in the price level. A low and stable inflation rate can bring a number of initiatives by government when their countries to experience price stability. This objective is not always achieved. Some countries experience a high inflation rate, which their price level rising by a significant percentage. Others experience much fluctuation in their price level.
Okay. All right. Sometimes, or most of the times rather, this is like a domino effect. So, if this perspective or this scenario or this instance has happened from the very top, wherein the government is no longer controlled with because of economic instability, by the way, right? Political instability as well, right? This can go up to the lowest part of the, shall we say, segment of up to the consumer, who will be affected on this one. Okay, price stability is when prices rises by only small percentage, so minimal only 1%, 2% still acceptable. But with the big increase or abrupt change of the price, we can say that the economic condition right here of one country is very unstable, right? And there are a lot of remedies that we have considered, we have learned before: monetary, fiscal, supply side, okay? But that depends on the situation. How does an economist or the government can impose this one, especially if it's an urgent decision. Okay. So we have one of the keywords right here that we need to understand about inflation, deflation, disinflation. All right. Please be careful with, for example, if we explain inflation with increasing price of the commodities and the currency is being devaluated. Don't mention about or don't explain deflation as the opposite one only. Okay, try to explain it in a very professional manner. Okay. So inflation does not mean that every price is rising, that they are rising at the same rate. What inflation actually means is that average prices are rising at a particular rate. Okay? So let's say, for example, inflation rate 6% would mean that the average price is 6%. So in this instance, we're talking already about the percentage because we are doing the comparison. So later, I will explain to you, I'll give you an example of this one, okay, regarding how are we going to set or analyze the changes, right, with the or comparison of each of the prices, okay, that had changed, and be able to conclude, okay, and give our opinion about it. Okay. So did you see the, not highlighted, but a different color of the font, right? The creeping inflation. Such rate of inflation is creeping inflation, which means like a low and stable inflation rate. Okay? Like gradual only, right? Not too much, but still we can, actually, even like a small amount of change in a commodity, you can feel it, you know? Or probably because you're students. Like for example, this bottled water from 8 baht to 9 baht, it's okay, it's only 1 baht. But for us, especially as you know, earning already, the small amount of change in the price is really something. I believe you can feel it as well.
But sometimes when I want to buy something, I usually buy.
Mm.
The price goes up.
Especially if the same amount of budget that you have on your money. Like for example, allowance given by your month is only 200. Oh, how come I cannot buy anymore?
I'm
These
so prepared
McDonald's.
to buy something and
Yeah.
then the price goes up.
For example, you're expecting to buy 12 gifts for teachers and your budget. Oh, the price is changed. So you have what will you do? Find a cheaper price of the product or lessen the number of teachers you would like to give. Right?
But the best thing would be like find an option.
Find an option, okay, because you want to save the 12 teachers that you're thinking that these are my teachers, I don't want that one will be so left out, okay? But by the way, I want to thank you again, and I'm enjoying your gift, so thank you. So you imagine those type of budgeting and considerations about a price. You need to be very. It's a crucial decision. You know, to see
On a tight budget.
tight budget. Okay, that's the right word. Oh, okay. Let's continue right here. Oh. All right. And in contrast to a low rate of inflation is hyperinflation. Sorry. Hyperinflation is generally considered to be an inflation rate that exceeds 50% a month. Just imagine 50% of the change of the price of bottled water. And I know that you will be very aggravated at that one, right? Especially these are considered a commodity. All right, let's move on first. All right, deflation in disinflation. Yeah, can you help me read this one? Deflation.
Deflation generally refers to as sustained fall in the price level. It results in a rise in the value of money, with each currency unit having greater purchasing power. Deflation involves a negative inflation rate.
So, oh, sorry.
For example, negative.
Negative 3%. So going down. I mean, they continuously. All right. So how I wish, okay? How I wish. This is about economic stability right there. And in contrast, this inflation, of course, when inflation rate falls but still positive. All right. Okay, so we are now with the calculation of inflation rate. Okay, right. But before that, this one is a little bit easy. Right? How do we get the percentage right here or the actual value? We have two of those methods that we can use. The first one is the annual average method, and the second is the year-on-year method. Okay, right. So for the first one, we compare, so the annual average method compares the average level of prices during 12 months. All right, so which means just add all the figures, okay, for the 12 months and then divide by 12, right? Finish. All right, that's easy. And then on the year-on-year method right here, you have to understand the base year amount. Okay. So it's calculated by the percentage change in the price level from a given month and of the same month. Okay. Sorry, month-to-month basis rather, but this is year-on-year method. Okay. Of the previous year For instance, a level rose from 120 in June 2020 to 126 in June 2022. So from June 2021, we have 126 increase from what figure? 120. So the value that we added right here or deducted is 120 or 126 minus 120 because base is 120, so 120 will be the base of 6. 6 is the rate of change, the number of change value over the base date of June 2020 multiplied by 100. 100 will be our multiplier right here to get the percentage. Just to get the percentage form. Okay? So it's a standard 100. So we will not argue on this one. Okay. So let's have a short exercise right here. Okay. Let's see what is given right here. So the consumer price index for by the way, this in this case right here is already given the CPI, but later on I'll let you see how the CPI works. Okay, so it's a good thing that this is an easy task for you to do. So which method are we going to do, by the way? Or let's just analyze first, okay? So calculate Bangladesh inflation rate for each year of 2013 to 2018. All right. What will be our base right here? So again, if we're going to use the year-on-year method, price level of the given month of that same month of the previous year. Let's say, for example, this. Okay, we're talking about per year right here. Say the end year was of June or August or whatever, but basically we're still talking about a year still. And then compared it with the next year right here. So let's say you are being asked on this question.
From 2013 to 2018.
Let's try to practice on it. Okay, let's practice. Let's see if we will get the same value right here. Alright? But after this is a start, later on, I'll let you see how the CPI is being computed. Okay, so let's work on with these questions right here given on presentation. We're going to do the computation, which is about the inflation rate for each year, so the comparison. So the formula that we are guided upon is
Year-on-year method.
yes by year. So where do we get the value of 6 right here? So if we're going to compare 2022 to 2021, so this, for example, so the present versus the past, okay, and then the base number right here, which will be from the past, okay. So you'll be comparing your present and your past, okay.
Oh, yes.
Okay. Let's not talk about too personal this one, okay, not about boyfriends or girlfriends, okay.
Oh.
And then we multiply it by 100. Okay. So I'll give you an example. 2013 minus 2012, we have the value of 9. Use 118 as a base form, multiply by 100, and we got the percentage. Go with 2014, 2013. By the way, so which rate do we get from which? Is it for year 2013 or 2012? The value that we arrived is for year 13 inflation. Okay? Because at the end of the second question is asking us about which is the highest inflation rate. Okay, so let me just close this one first. So will help me? Okay. I know you're almost done. I'll give plus points on this one. Who will get the correct answer? First is the value for each year. That's why we need to start with 2013, okay? But the base is 2012 of that year, okay? We gotta jump from 2008 to 2012.
12,000 around. Với nhiều. Với nhiều.
So we need to find the highest.
Highest inflation rate.
This.
But technically, we can forecast already. So right on this one. But so 2013 we get 7.6, 2014 7. All right. Guys. Right. So we have 7.6, we have 7, 6.6, 5.5, 5.2, 5.5. Oh, so this is still the highest. Alright. Did you get the same value? Yay! Alright. Thank you so much. Right? Easy, right? As long as we can remember the formula. But this one is much easier for PED and PES, right?
Yes. Because all you need is like you need to subtract the present value of them.
So are you ready for the CPI?
Oh no.
One more. Okay. See. Okay. Alright, so this is what I'm talking about. A measurement of inflation, deflation is about the CPI. Right? So a country's price level, help me read this one. Country's price level.
A country's price level indicates how much it costs to live in that country. A rise in the price level means that the cost of living has increased. So as this changes in the cost of living, governments construct a consumer price index or CPI. There are a number of stages in constructing a CPI as shown in the figure.
Okay, right. So the consumer price index right here. Okay, so we need to understand more about how does the CPI works when it comes to calculation. Okay, so we understand about how people are reacting about the inflation rate, but we need to understand the exact figure right here shown in the data so that we can wisely decide, okay, analyze and be able to provide a resolution as well if we're economists, okay. Sometimes as an end user consumer we're left out, okay, by sometimes sacrificing and deciding the utmost, for example, which will not which either sacrifice our budget or sometimes leaving us like empty-handed. Maybe, all right. Sometimes we don't have any more choice because it's a very crucial decision. So I let you see first. Okay. So by the way, this is already the percentage, but I'll let you see a more simplified one. Okay, hold on. Hold on for a while. So let me see this one. Control P and duplicate. You can see that. So first is what is CPI? And
CPI is Consumer Price Index. It measures the average change in prices of goods and services that consumers buy over time. It is mainly used in to measure inflation. So in simple words, CPI tells us how much the cost of living has increased or decreased.
Okay. So this is how we will simply understand like, oh, this is the level of changes right here, and then it tells us a better understanding about the increase, which will result to a better, shall we say, judgment or decision making in the end, right? The formula, by the way, I'll make sure I'll submit this content in our Google Classroom, so you have a reference over. So CPI is the cost of basket in the current year and the cost of basket in the base year, almost the same as what we have a while ago, multiply by 100, okay? And make sure that you understand right here the cost of basket is the commodities, the goods, right? Let's have an example right here, right? Let's say the quantity or the goods that you have are rice, milk, and eggs. Okay, that's all you can buy for the meantime. Okay, let's make it a little bit easier. And then we look at the price cost right here. We have, shall we choose baht right here as a currency or dollars? We're rich, dollars. Okay. Let's say for example, $20 for rice. We have $10 for it's so expensive. Okay. Eggs for $3. Okay. All right. Imagine $3 is like 90 baht. Okay. Per piece.
That's expensive.
A little expensive. Okay, we're rich, but we're rich. Okay. And then, how do you get the cost right here? 200. I know you're very good on this one, by the way. By simply seeing the figures, I know, very good. Because I was checking on your data, your accounting data a while ago. You can improve a lot of that one because of some, but it will be much more easier. Alright. Alright, so we have right here, first is that, okay, so we calculated the value right here of all the goods, alright? Price would be 200, the milk would be 50, and the eggs 90. So the total cost in base year is 340. Let's say for example, we have the value right here of the goods as 340. So why do we have 100 as the base year? We have no choice but to choose 100 as the base year. Base value rather, okay. Then let's say for example, the price of the current year or the second year is, it went up to 250, okay, but we have consumed 25 for the rice, 25, milk 25, okay. Milk, sorry, 12, and sorry, milk is 60 and egg is 120, so that's 430, okay. So we have a total of 430, which is from which year? For the base year, alright. And we have 340 from,
Third year.
sorry, first year rather, second year, alright. So, as long as the data of the values of the goods are given, you can easily forecast that one, not forecast, compute that one. And interpretation is CPI is 126.5 from this actual computation, by the way. The prices increased by 26.5% because 100% is the base value, right? This means the cost of living has increased and inflation has occurred. As long as we get the positive value right here, okay, we can derive or we can conclude right here with the how inflation affected us in a way, but it's actually from the increase rate right here you can easily forecast. But in economics, we are after with the figure, okay? Actual figure, actual data. That's why when me and Teacher Jenny were asking about how are you going to forecast your profit, okay? So we need to have an actual estimate for that one, okay? Anyway, before we end up this discussion, I just want you to understand that part of our teaching also with our students, okay, is to promote right here. Okay, let's see. Sufficiency economy philosophy. Okay. In this learning, I want you to understand that sometimes we are more of the extravagant things which is not needed. Okay. And in part of education, the Ministry of Education, they wanted to inculcate this one, to impose this one to the students to learn. Okay, what are those? For For example, as a consumer, spend moderately and avoid panic buying. Okay. Stable demand helps prevent demand pull inflation. So later on, we'll understand about demand pull inflation. And we also would like to promote our students to be more, shall we say, more efficient in using some of our, shall we say, utilities expense. Okay, we need to turn off the lights when not used or the air condition, right? So, but anyways, in relation to this one, again, encourages people, institutions to avoid excess. So that's one of our goal right here. Hopefully, that will be practiced by our students in the future. So we will have a sample questions or a exam for this CPI for our next meeting. So I will conclude our lesson for today, and thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
네.
Oh, this is so difficult.